What's cracklin', everybody? Welcome back once again to the definitive cereal tier list. For each episode, take a cereal, put it on the tier list so you know how good it is. I'm your host Tucker, and this episode we're going to be doing Lucky Charms Honey Clovers. Now, as some of you may remember, Lucky Charms is a C and sort of our baseline for figuring out how to rank something, where if it's above Lucky Charms, probably going to be higher than a C, below, going to be lower, that sort of deal. And we've done a few variations on it before. We've done Fruity, I think it was also, Fruity was also a C. Chocolate Lucky Charms got a B. Frosted Flake Lucky Charms is an E. So we've kind of been all over the board with these. But honey stuff, if you do right, you get something like Honey Nut Cheerios or the O's sort of flavor going on. It can turn out pretty well. So I'm actually going in with some positive energy on this one. But let's just check it out, see what they got for us. I can see what Lucky's got for us. It's only him. Okay. Alright, yeah. That first whiff didn't get a ton of honey, but I'm sort of getting it now. It doesn't look like sort of normal Lucky Charms ratio of marshmallow to pieces has changed too much. To be expected. Yeah, for some reason they look bigger since they're all this same clove shape than when it's like a handful of different base shapes. But we'll see how this goes. Definitely not the same color either as something like Honey Nut Cheerios. Okay, that might have been a bit much. Oh well. Here we go. Sure. So I was sort of getting a honey flavor in that initial part of the bite, but it was sort of off, and then by the end, it wasn't really honey, it was just sort of the grain of the piece. So, not a strong start for these. So as I'm working through this, the honey taste is becoming a bit more present. However, it's not really the honey taste I want it to be. It sort of gives off more of like a discount honey vibe, if that makes sense. It sort of reminds me of something, but I'm not sure what it is. My first thought was like, oh, maybe it's Honey O's because that was kind of a different honey. But I think that was like pretty solid. I was into that. This is more just fine. It's not necessarily bad, but it's not what I wanted it to be, I think is what it comes down to. Now time to try the milk. It's doing that classic thing where because there's a blue marshmallow in there, it's sort of giving a blue hint going on, but don't expect that to really affect the taste. Yeah, I almost feel like the marshmallow taste was more present there than the honey taste. Like they're sort of mixing in a unique way. Yeah, I don't know. It reminds me more of just the milk you would get from Lucky Charms than specifically a honey one. Like the hint's kind of there, but I think that marshmallow taste actually is more present. So, because I was wrong. Speaking of things I was wrong about, though, the marshmallow ratio in here did actually turn out to be pretty solid. So, if nothing else, props for that. So, compared to normal Lucky Charms, these did have that better ratio, so that's a plus. They were crunchier pieces, the clovers, so that was good. It did almost sort of go too far with the crunch, where it's like edging towards hard a bit early on. That kind of resolves itself pretty quick. So that's two positives for it there. But the fact that it's not the honey I want is really being a negative for me. More so, I think, than maybe it should, but I was really hoping for pretty much just like Honey Nut Cheerios flavor with these marshmallows. That wasn't what I got. I'm still not entirely sure what that honey flavor was reminiscent of for me, but it wasn't a high ranked thing like that. So what I'm gonna do is give Lucky Charms Honey Clovers a C. Same rank as normal Lucky Charms and fruity Lucky Charms. I think it's a bit more of a miss than both of those because of that sort of lack of solid honey flavor, but it's not quite enough of a miss to land in the D. Like, it is still easily above the Lucky Charms Frosted Flakes, so not going to get an E like that, but I almost put it sort of between those two. But I think I'm just focusing too much on it not being the honey I wanted. I think it is like a bit more flavor than normal Lucky Charms. It's got more crunch, and at least this bowl had like a pretty solid ratio. So it is like, those are positives compared to normal Lucky Charms. But yeah, just that it's one of those things where it's so close to being something good. The fact that it misses just seems more negative, you know? So, I don't know. It's a C. I went back and forth, but you made it by this time, Lucky. You're keeping that Lucky Charms constant. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and in the comments below, post your general thoughts. Let me know if you've picked up a box of Lucky Charms Honey Clovers. This was another one like the last cereal we did, the Cocoa Puffs Brownie Crunch, where it showed up last year, and I was like, all right, gotta get on this in case it's one of those timed things, but they're still around, so if you haven't had a chance, you could pick it up. It's, totally fine. But if you have stronger feelings, either in it being a good honey, or if your negative view of the honey was more than mine and you think it should have gotten that D, let me know about that. Either way, we've done a number of Lucky Charms now, so we'll see if in the future they'll give us a bit more wonky stuff with Lucky, but for now, this is just kind of what you'd expect for those other Lucky Charms. But until next time, stay delicious.